everyone. How's everybody doing this morning? There we go. I guess you can see me a little bit better now. Thanks for joining this morning. I did not go out on my walk today because I was so exhausted. I overslept. Remember, I told you guys I had that anxiety attack, that panic attack the other day, and I swear it has just literally wiped me clean. I mean, it's just been so hard to recover. I can even see in this, this camera acts as a mirror to me, obviously. So I'm looking at myself like, okay, do I look okay? Hey, Kristen. But it is really kicking my butt today. And for the last couple of days, my eyes are like puffy, like, just I'm having a time right now. So like we do every single day, we start every morning with a prayer. And then we'll talk about our topics. I'm really hoping for some more engagement, and I'm trying to think of ways to get people to, I know people watch. I know you guys watch, I can see, and I have a good amount of people who are following every single day. And I know that you have something to add to the conversation. I would like you to add to the conversation. So anyway, I'm going to start the morning prayer, and then we'll go into our announcements. No one reached out to me yesterday wanting to promote anything. And that's okay, but the platform is here for you if you want to do that. I'll be doing it every day. We have to be purposeful and intentful in our business needs. Okay. And I have to do that for just the mere purposes of survival. So, I encourage you to use this platform. There are people that are watching, we don't have the 2,000, 10,000, 1 million, listeners, maybe one day we'll get to that point, but there are people out there who know people, who know people, who know people. So if you have something that you want to share, this is the platform to do it. Not everybody gives you a platform, to just openly share what it is that you have to offer. So if you see that, you have something here, just use it. Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Monica. Oh, love that top on you. So pretty. Thanks. So today, I haven't even done the prayer yet, guys. I'll just say this really quick and then we need to pray. But I have a meeting that is going to be on webcam, and I just wanted to look nice, today. Not that I don't look nice, other days either, but I usually spend the day in my casual wear because I'm working from home. I don't generally, really spruce myself up unless I'm going out to do a presentation or, I'm working or traveling or whatever. I have a ton of clothes in my closet that I never wear. So this is an oldie but goodie, and I like it. And, I got my earrings and my bling today, because I got my meeting that I have to do after this live. It's crazy because, I'm talking to the public every morning, but, for me, doing this live is I just want it to grow organically, and I just want to be myself, who you'll see at any point in time. There's a time to turn on the, all of this, and then the other times just be you. And so I want people in general just to see the real me, the person that you'll see if, you run into me at the grocery store or whatever. Anyway, so let me get my glasses and I'm going to read today's morning prayer. Join me for the prayer, please, this morning. Good morning, Lord. Today is a new day, a chance for a new start. Yesterday is gone, and with it, any regrets, mistakes, failures, anything that I may have experienced. It's a good day to be glad and give thanks. Thank you for today, a new opportunity to love, to give, and to be all you want me to be. In Jesus Christ's name, amen. All right, so we got our prayer. God is with us, whether we're praying or not, but it's always good when we start the day with a nice prayer. Karen says, yes, as the kids say, that top is everything. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. Yeah, I do have some, some good stuff in the closet there. I just don't have a chance to wear it much anymore. So yeah, this is one of my favorites, oldie but goodie. All right, so announcements. I have a few, as most of the time I do. Like I said, every day I'm gonna sound like a broken record by the time this is all over. But we are going to be purposeful in our purpose, okay? And that's my little saying. I didn't quote that from anybody, and it probably doesn't even make sense, but it makes sense to me. What I mean by that is that we all have a purpose, but we don't always pay attention to what that purpose is, and we are not intentful with that purpose. And sometimes we're all over the place. I'm one of those people who, can just get all over the place when I'm not really focused. So once we determine, or God shares with us what our purpose is, it's important for us to do what we're supposed to do on purpose for that purpose, if that makes sense. So my purpose is to help people. I know that. And what I'm trying to determine right now is in what capacity. There's a lot of things that I can do, that I can share, that I can, impart on other people who are willing to learn. So my goal right now is to determine what piece of that, and maybe it's all of it, but what piece of that is my purpose today, okay? So I offer many programs and services and, knowledge and wisdom and all kinds of stuff. We all do. But I am I've got this business that I am really pushing to build and to grow. And in order for me to be able to do that, I have to do things on purpose. And one of those things, this live is great. It's wonderful. And I love it. But there has to be a purpose behind it, not just coming and just talking and, to talk. Like, what's the purpose? There is a purpose for this. The purpose is to connect with people, which I think I'm doing a really good job with. But then I need to move it to the next step. I've made connections. Now I have to determine how those connections are going to continue or to contribute to what my purpose is. Okay. So that's why we're doing these announcements. That's why I'm sharing a piece of my business every single day. That's why if you are self-employed or you have a purpose, something that you're working towards, that's why you have to do the same thing. We're helping each other. We're helping each other. So that being said, every day I'm featuring a piece of my business, what I offer. Hopefully there's somebody out there who says, man, I think I can benefit from that. And if you have a business, you're self-employed, you're 1099, or you work for a company where you're in, sales, you need to be purposeful in your purpose as well, and you need to share things, and you need to, make people aware of who you are and what you do, and what you need. And this is one of those ways that you can do it. It's small right now, but you just never know. It's crazy because I do this home buyer education class once a month, every Tuesday, and not excuse me, the first Tuesday of every month. And the first 2 times that I did my home buyer education class, I had one person that showed up, one. And it was face to face, it was in person. And it was very disappointing at first, because I'm like, man, I want people to be excited, just as excited about home ownership as I'm excited about home ownership, I want people to know and understand the joys of home ownership. Those of you who are on this live who own a home, that there's ups and there's downs, right? But all in all, to have something that belongs to you, that is yours, and building wealth and equity in your homes, those things are so important, right? And so, and I'm so passionate about it. I own 4 homes, and 3 of those homes are going to be, retirement income for myself and my husband. So it's a beautiful thing. It really is. And so I'm so passionate about that. I wanted to share it, but the first, few home ownership education, and they're free. First few, nobody even showed up. And now, I have the events on Eventbrite. I'll post them in this live feed today. But, I've got like 20, 30, people signed up for my class. It's free. Hopefully those will turn into, paying customers at some point, or maybe we'll refer someone to me, who is in a position to be able to pay for those classes. But, they're coming. It just takes time, and you have to continue to talk about what it is that you do. Don't be afraid. For a long time I was afraid to do that. Like, oh, nobody's going to be interested, or, this is my passion, but it may not be the passion of someone else. But you never know if you don't talk about it. My husband just popped in through the background. Sorry, guys. He's working today too. Remember, I told you we share an office. So anyway, it's important to talk about what you do. And I had not been doing that. So now I am, and I will be every single day. That being said, let's see, I got some comments here. Kristen, so sorry, sweetie. I can't see. Happened to me, the last one I did, but we ended up doing it on Zoom too. Had a lot of people, more success that way. I think people are scared. They are. People are scared of what they don't know. I think Zoom, you're right, because I do mine on Zoom as well. And we should partner, Kristen, because you're in real estate, and I do the VHDA homebuyer education. I'm a qualified trainer. I'm sure you probably are too. And as you know, you have to have a team of people to be able to offer those classes to first-time homebuyers. So if that's something that you're interested in, you want to connect, I can be your mortgage professional if from the training perspective. And offer some insight, because I don't know if you knew this, but I was an underwriter for, over 20 years in mortgage banking. And now I train to mortgage products and things of that nature. So you and I should probably connect, after. Send me your contact information. Hit me up on Messenger, or go to my website and click on Connect with Tiffany and put your information in there so that I can reach out to you and we can chat. You haven't re-upped yours since you don't offer VHDA, but maybe if you offer first-time homebuyer education, first-time homebuyer programs, or USDA, USDA, you have to do a homebuyer education class as well. But I always need someone to send my clients to. Oh my gosh, yes, we need to talk. We need to talk, okay? Because you can come in and chat in some of my face-to-face classes, or even on Zoom stuff. And we can figure out a way to help each other. See, guys, this is what I'm saying. You start talking about what it is that you do, and you never know who's out there, doing the same thing, or that there's some sort of a connection that you can make to help each other. So important. And let me tell you, we all need each other to help each other, for real. So great, Kristen. I can't wait to connect with you. This is going to be really good. All right. So one of the features of my business that I wanted to share today is the manager development piece. All right, so that class is, designed to boost confidence as a manager. So you have people who, your peers, okay? So we all work in the same position, and then one person decides, hey, I want to move into a leadership role, or maybe they're called upon to move into this leadership role because of how great, they've performed in their job or their position. Just because you are good at what you do, all right, doesn't mean that you're a good manager, okay? How many of you, and I'm sure everybody could probably raise their hand at some point in time about this. How many of you have worked for somebody where you said, you know what, they really know their stuff, but they are a horrible, horrible manager? I've done it. We've all done it. Okay. So this class helps the individual who's moving from a peer to a boss. How do we make that transition? Okay, how do we go from, my girlfriend, we go to lunch every day, we chat about what's happening, we chat about our likes and our dislikes of what's going on in the office, and then all of a sudden, I am now my girlfriend's boss. How do I deal with that? How do they deal with that? How do I make that transition? How do I separate that line and still maintain the great relationship that I had with this person? How do I do that? This class will tell you how to do that. Okay. So, you're going to identify your leadership style and learn to match that with the people that you are leading. Okay. That's the class. Now, I want to let you guys know, my prices and everything are on my website, but I am in the process of updating my website with new prices due to COVID-19, okay? So there's going to be a discount code. It's not updated yet. I'm in the process of working on that. Remember, I told you guys I'm not really, super cool on the tech savviness, right? So I'm learning that, and then I'm meeting with my lovely cousin Larissa, who was on yesterday, to kind of help me through making these updates on my site. So the regular price is showing on the website, but I am going to put a discount code in there for COVID-19 that will significantly reduce that price. So don't be fearful of the price that's on the website, okay? I'm going to give you that code once I get it all up and running. So if you are interested in a class like that, you know someone, sorry, my dog's in the background, you know someone who is could benefit from that, have them reach out to me. Go to my website. Just put your information and connect with Tiffany on my website, and I will connect with you. That shoots an email to me directly. Okay, there's no one monitoring that but me, with your telephone and your email, and then we can, we can figure that out. All right, so tsmmortgageprofessionals.com is the website. My office number is 804-505-0887. And my email is tmyint@tsmmtgpros.com. Call me, text me, email me, visit my website. Okay, that's how you can get to me. And if you're on Facebook, you can message me. Okay, I'm very responsive to my messages. So you can even call me in the morning when I'm on my walk. Okay, people do that as well. Call me. All right, so those are announcements. If anybody has anything that they would like to talk about, Kristen, if you are looking for clients, share, please, what you do. Send me an email or go to my website, put your contact information in there, and tell me, who do you work for, or what's the name of your company, your telephone number, your contact information, who you're looking for as far as clients are concerned, what type of people can you help from a financial perspective, whatever that is, let me know. Okay, it's all about who you know, not necessarily what you know. Sometimes it's what you know as well, but there may be people, there may be referrals right here that you would never even think of. So make sure you do that. All right. Okay, so now let's get to today's topic. All right. Today's topic was write about a time when your work felt real, necessary, and satisfying to you. Okay. Who wants to go first? Did anybody write last night? Your writing prompts? I'll wait. I'll see if anybody's got anything in here. Thanks, Kristen. She says, you're the best. Yes, I 100% agree. Yes. We got to help each other. We got to help each other. There's enough business out there for everyone. I truly believe that, And the best thing about it, this is what people don't know, another golden nugget from some of my classes, is that relationship building is the best way to earn credibility in whatever market you're in, building relationships, connecting with people, giving people a piece of yourself. That's what it is. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, so write about a time when your work felt real, felt necessary, and satisfying to you. All right, I don't see anybody putting in. You guys, are you shy this morning? Or is it the whole 15-second delay thing? That's why I cannot wait. I cannot wait to, do this live stream where we can talk back and forth to each other, because this is killing me. It's killing me that I'm doing all the talking all the time. You guys know so much about me, but I'm, getting these little bits and pieces about you. All right. So for me, I will start, and hopefully, people will chime in. All right. So what I wrote about was what I'm doing right now, my business, because it feels real, and I know that it's necessary. There's a purpose behind it, and it's so satisfying. Right now, the most satisfying thing about my personal business that I'm working on is the fact that I get to get up every morning and talk to you guys. Like, I love doing this. You guys don't even know, you know. I love it. I look forward to it. Karen says, now, youth earn and learn jobs for kids is a food desert solution, COVID-19 antidote, and we love what we do. Yes, Karen. She's so passionate about it. She has told me several times. She's announced it here. She is passionate about that, helping kids, helping people learn about healthy eating, all of those things. Okay. So right now, this is her time, you know, where she feels so good about what she's doing. It's so gratifying to her. She's living in her purpose. That's what that is. That's me. The time is right now. You know, I am living in my purpose. I'm living in my purpose. I asked God, you know, in 2011 to please show me what my purpose is. You know, I have these skills, you know, in a number of different things. Help me to understand what my purpose is, please, you know, and here I am, you know, 9-10 years later, you know, living my purpose. Okay. So now I have to, you know, really execute, really focus, really be intentful in my purpose. Right. So, so thank you, Karen, for sharing that. So who else? Is there anybody else who, you know, feels really good about what they do, you know, and they want to share that? You know, and talk about it. You know, why is it necessary? You know, why is what you do, why does that feel real to you? Why are you passionate about it? You know, why does it satisfy, you know, does it satisfy a need that you have, you know, to live your purpose? You know, what I do does satisfy that, you know. I've been working for other companies, and I still work for another company right now, you know, but what I'm doing, you know, I gained all this knowledge, and, you know, sometimes we have knowledge and we're like, well, what are we going to do with it? You know, we know all this stuff, but what could we possibly, you know, do with it? Understanding how to apply, you know, that knowledge that you have in a way that's going to help other people and then satisfy your own, you know, personal needs is important, you know, and that's what this does for me. You know, it allows me to share my knowledge, which I love to do, love to tell people what I know, not in a negative way or in a bragging way, but I just love, I'm passionate about it. I love to talk about what I do, you know, and if somebody could get anything, a little teeny tiny piece of, you know, something out of it that's going to help them to grow, then I've satisfied that mission for the moment, you know. That's what's important. So starting my business, my vision was so clear to me. That's how I knew that it was right, you know. And I got, you know, feedback, all types of feedback. I got positive feedback, I got negative feedback, I got, you know, feedback where, you know, hey, you have to be realistic, you know, and what your goals are. I got all kinds of advice, good, not so good, you know, some that I welcomed. I was like, oh yeah, give me that. I need that to keep moving, right? And some of it where I was like, oh my gosh, you know, I felt like, you know, there were hurdles just being thrown at me. And some stuff was hard to hear. Some stuff I needed to hear, but it was really hard to hear, you know, and still is hard to hear at times, you know, as I'm continuing to build my business. But the reason why I continue to do this is because the vision became very clear to me as I was mapping it out, planning it out. It felt so real. It felt, you know how like you have goals or dreams and you don't feel like it's like maybe right within your reach, but you can't quite reach it. Like, have you ever felt that? Like it's just right here, but I can't get to it. That's what I was feeling with this, with what I was doing. I'm like, the vision is so clear, but I don't know how to get there. So now I have to figure out, excuse me, how do I get there? How do I get there? What things do I need to do in order to reach that goal? And I prayed on it and prayed on it and prayed on it. And bits and pieces are coming to me, as time goes on. I just couldn't believe, the steps that I was taking. I wrote my business plan. It took me 4 weeks to write my business plan. My business plan is 30 pages long. I didn't even know I could write that much. But it's mapped out, and I have to go back, because sometimes, we get in the weeds, we start, we travel down the road, and then something pops up and we're like, oh, I wonder what's down that road. Let me, explore here, but we got to find our way back. So that's the purpose of, a business plan is, a reminder of what your goals are, what your purpose is, and something to lead you back to the path that's going to take you to success. Okay. So for those of you who are in business right now and who do not have a business plan, you need to write one. Okay. I'm telling you, you need to write one. Andy says, last year I had a 4th grade boy who usually was shut down in class. And one day we were singing and he curled up in, one day we were singing and he curled up in a ball in a corner of my classroom. Usually I would give him 3 strikes, then send him to the calm corner, which is timeout. But instead, I chose to be compassionate. I went over, sat down next to him, and asked him why he wasn't singing. After prying, he finally said it was because he didn't have a ride to the concert. Oh, my dear. So he didn't want to practice the songs. Oh, my gosh. So the TA in the room heard this, and she said she lived near him and would bring him to the concert. His face lit up. I was so happy, felt like I had a purpose. Really changed the way that I talk to kids with behavior issues. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? So, sometimes God puts, if you're confused about what your purpose is, okay, and we can be, God puts things, in our path to help us see what his purpose is for us. Okay. So in that particular case, Andy, that was life-changing in the sense of, you're in your career, you love music, you're passionate about music, and that's wonderful. But the lesson there is that maybe you needed to understand more about how your music, touches people and how to communicate with people, and maybe that's the reason. I mean, I don't know, but it could be, you know what I mean? But if nothing else, that experience that you had with that young boy taught you something about who you are, why you do what you do, and maybe changed your outlook on how you do what you do. Okay? So having the knowledge, the passion for music, whatever it is, there was a lesson that was learned there for you. And maybe it was how you communicate with, young people who have difficulty communicating, think about that and think about how that's going to take you to the next phase of your journey in your career. Okay. What's that going to do for you? That lesson that you learned. Okay. Monica says, I love that my faithful, talked to me so much. Okay. As you know, I had worked with kids for years. We have children and parents, or I have children and and parents that thank me for helping their kids. Things like being bullied, scared, hurt, something medical. This year, a little girl, everyone said she just has an attitude. She came in one morning limping. I asked her what was wrong. She said nothing. An hour later, she was in ISS. I went in because I always go in and talk to the kids to get them back on track. Okay. She took me to the side and said her grown brother had beat her up the night before and her body was all bruised. She messed up her foot while he was hitting her. So I convinced her to talk to the counselor. We got her help. I am happy so many kids come and talk to me about so many different things, good and bad. Monica, what does that tell you about your purpose? Okay. You know, that's a moment when your job, you know, your career felt real and necessary and satisfying because you were able to help someone, you know, and it feels good to be able to, you know, help someone in a situation like that, or a situation like anything. You know, those are gratifying moments in your career, you know, when you are able to help someone. Andy says, that is wonderful. You were such a blessing to her. Yes, yes, you were, you know, and I encourage you, you know, to take that, you know, because we're talking about times, you know, when your work feels real and gratifying and all of those great things, right? You need to think about those moments when those things feel good. And for me, what I do is I figure out how to build upon those things. You know what I mean? Like if it's something I feel good about, it's something that you know, could help someone. You know, it's a lesson that I've learned through my career, good, bad, or indifferent. How can I build upon that to improve myself, to improve, you know, the work that I do, either for the community or for, you know, the people that I serve in my business? How can I build upon that to have more of those gratifying, you know, moments that are beneficial to other people, right? So your vision is clear, and all of these moments, you know, I just talked about, you know, having a clear vision. These things that you guys are sharing with me, those are the things that make your vision clear as far as what path you need to follow. So you need to listen to what your heart and your mind, you know, feel and think about those moments, and that will propel you towards your purpose, like what, you know, what you're meant to be doing. A lot of times we just go through life. Excuse me, guys, I'm having a hot flash. Jeez. Oh gosh, I see my face is like glowing right now. I am straight up having a serious hot flash right at the moment. All right, so you know, having those things propel you to having a clear vision, you know, of what it is that you're supposed to do. So you need to follow that vision. You need to follow it, you know. All right. Provides, you know, when you're happy in what you do and you're sharing with people, you feel happiness, you feel joy, you enjoy what you're doing, you know, you're smiling. Those things are really important. Another thing that I think which makes me really happy, is working with a nonprofit. Okay, I talked to you guys about Helping Hands, and you know, really what Helping Hands does is we just provide resources. We want to partner with other established nonprofits to connect people with those nonprofits and also provide services ourselves. So Helping Hands is more of a resource center. And we're building this book right now of nonprofits in the area that we can help, that we can connect and be this, cohesive bind to connect nonprofits together so that the, services can be shared. And I know that gets a little hairy sometimes with, a lot of times people treat nonprofits like they're businesses, and I know that there's a business structure with nonprofits, but in being a part of a nonprofit, I'm starting to learn, my way around the territory a little bit. And what I found, which was so very interesting, and maybe Karen, you can speak to this, but what I found that was so interesting is that many nonprofits are very territorial. And I didn't get, you think nonprofit giving, right? Let's help everybody. Let's just be a part of it. Can't we just all get along? Seriously, like there is some really territorial stuff that happens with nonprofits, and I did not realize or understand that, and I think it has to do with the financial part, the funding, everybody's kind of scrapping for, grants and fundings and things of that nature. And so they kind of split, my phone just started ringing. It becomes difficult, to work together because everybody's kind of, fighting for the same cause and the same funds and all that good stuff. But anyway, Helping Hands just wants to help. We just want to help whoever it is, that's what we do. So, and I'm very happy. It's very satisfying to be a part of that. We did 12 days of Christmas, and for 12 whole days, every day, we did something to help someone. And it was the most gratifying feeling that I had. I was like, man, this is so great. And it was just little things, bringing food to the homeless, cooking a meal for the firehouse. We visited 4 firehouses this past winter and dropped off like cookies and snacks and, and just thanked them for their service. We fed a family who didn't have Christmas dinner. There were just so many different things that we did. Just about a month ago, maybe, somebody reached out to us on the website and said that they were living in a hotel and or an extended stay, and they only had enough money to pay that week's rent. They didn't have any money for groceries. And so, they called, they reached out, and I was so excited that they did. And my husband and I went to the grocery store, and we picked up groceries, and we found out where they were staying, and we dropped off groceries so they could eat for the week. And it was so gratifying. And that's what Helping Hands does. Sandra, she's the founder of Helping Hands. Somebody reached out on, or didn't even reach out, but mentioned something in a group that she happened to be in, and said that the person was struggling. They shared, something that had happened, in their life, and they were just in a place where they just needed help. And, Helping Hands, we helped. We said, what do you need? And we provided what they needed. And it's great to be in a place where we can do things like that. And so I'm going to plug Helping Hands as well, because right now Helping Hands does not have any funding. We don't have any grant funds. We are still in the process of learning how to write grants and figure out how to get money, to help people. So everything that we do right now is out of our pockets. We just take from ourselves to give to others. And that's a gratifying feeling as well, but we can't do as much as we would like because, we're taking money out of our own personal, budget to be able to do that. So, um, you know, Helping Hands needs help. So if there's someone out there who can help us, really try to build, this nonprofit and show us, where we can get funds, how we can get funds, how we can, use some of our programs. We have programs to help people. That's not it. It's just having the funding to be able to run the programs. So, if that's something that you can help with, please, reach out to us. Reach out to us. HelpingHandsResourceInc.com. You can go to the website. There's a button to donate. There's you can connect with us that way and let us know what you can do to help us. All right. And so those are the things, for me, those, my business, the nonprofit, that I'm supporting and a part of. Those are the things that feel real and satisfying, and they're necessary in my life. Hey James, welcome. Thanks for joining again today. Love to see you on there. A lot of activity happening in my house right now. You've heard my dogs barking. You hear water running. You hear all kinds of stuff. That's part of being at home. So I'm sorry if those things are distracting. There's a lot of stuff going on back there. My dog's been running, back and forth. It's just crazy right now. So before we leave, I asked you, thank you guys for sharing about the things that are passionate to you. I shared mine. Quotes. I asked you guys to come up with a quote that describes your outlook on life. And then just tell me, why you chose that quote and why it had, it describes the impact that you had. So I'll start, and then we're gonna close after this, after I get some feedback here. My quote was, and you guys could probably even guess this, like when I tell you what it is, you're gonna be like, okay, yeah, that's her. My quote is, be the reason someone smiles. Be the reason someone feels loved. Be the reason people believe in the goodness of others. All right? That's my quote. Be the reason someone smiles. Be the reason someone feels loved. Be the reason people believe in the goodness of others. That's how I live my life. That is how I live my life. Helping people, giving of myself, making other people happy, sharing my knowledge, my wisdom, so other people can be successful. That's what I do, so that's my quote. You guys got anything? Andy says that's definitely a Tiffany quote. Yes, it is. It is. And you know what? And I'm a bad girl because I didn't give the person credit who it was. Oh my gosh, I didn't write it down. I did not write this quote, just to say that. And I want to give the person who did write it credit, but I forgot who it was. Ooh, sorry. Anybody else got a quote? Are you guys doing your writing prompt assignments and your reflection assignments? Are you? Or are you just coming on here to just listen to me, gab all morning long? All right. Well, I don't see anything. I do not see anything. So let's go ahead and talk about the writing prompt for tomorrow. All right. Okay. Tomorrow's writing prompts. I have so many. And they're all so good, I think. All right. So in moving into, or actually staying within the same theme, okay, for tomorrow, Your writing prompt is going to be, what's one topic you need to learn more about to help you live a more fulfilling life? What's one topic you need to learn more about to help you live a more fulfilling life? That is your topic. That's your writing prompt for tomorrow. All right, Andy says, she's got a quote here. Thank you for sharing. And so does Monica. Okay, wonderful. All right, let's go with Monica's first because she popped up in here first. All right, don't wait for things to get better. Life will always be complicated. Learn to be happy right now. Otherwise, you will run out of time. I love that. Don't wait for things to get better. Life will always be complicated. Learn to be happy right now, otherwise you'll run out of time. Yes, I don't want to die not having done the things that I want to do in my life, and I may not be able to do everything, who knows when it's your turn, to leave, this earth and move on to a better place. But this coronavirus thing has really sort of heightened my reflection in the sense that, people are just losing their lives. And I think about that all the time. There's so many things that people, have not done that was basically in their plan of action to accomplish, and they didn't have the chance to accomplish that. And I want to live a very satisfying life, as I'm sure we all do. And I go back to Kobe Bryant when I speak of this because his life was lost at a very young age. And I was almost going to say his life was taken from him. But I'm not going to say that because he was only 41, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, if there's somebody on here who has that factual information. But he lived such a fulfilling life. And I'm sure there were probably thousands of more things that he wanted to do. But he left his mark on this earth. He, stated that he wasn't afraid to die because he had just really lived, and some people may look at that like, oh, well, he had the means to be able to, do the things that he wanted to do. And he did, but he created that path for himself by working hard. Mamba mentality, right? We talked about that. Working hard and not taking no for an answer. And we can all do the same thing. We can all do the same thing. We can accomplish within our means, right? It's all relative, but we can do the things that we want to do, and we should. So Monica, thank you for that quote. I thought that was fabulous. All right, Andy. My senior quote was, love puts music and laughter, the beauty in song, the tears on a shoulder, the Lord in your heart, all the things that I value. So that was self-written, right? That you are the author of that quote, right? That's beautiful. Love puts the music and laughter, the beauty in a song, the tears on a shoulder, the Lord in your heart. And what does that start with? Love. Don't I always talk about love? Love is everything. I'm telling you, love is everything. Good deal, Andy. I gotta copy and paste that and put Andrea Seymour as the author. That is way cool. Music, compassion, and Jesus. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Anybody got anything else? Okay. Well, that was great. This was a great discussion today. I appreciate those who joined and those who participate. It's always a pleasure. Again, I'm going to quote your writing prompt for tomorrow is, what's one topic you need to learn more about to help you live a more fulfilling life? Please write about that tomorrow and share your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for joining today. I love seeing everybody every single day. And I can't wait to chat with you again tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for joining. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.